Hello and welcome to that Peter Crouch podcast. Me, Peter Crouch, Notorious SID and Chris Stark are with me. It's quite an epic day today, lads.
Regards to your families. Oof. This is going to go down in history, this podcast. Am I right in thinking you're in the middle of some sort of golf tournament as well?
Yeah, we are. We're in Ireland at the moment. Well, we're supposed to be, but now we're back home. But
well, we nearly didn't get home. We nearly missed our flight.
Well, we did. Yeah. It was touch and go. I was chomping down on a Burger King.
He was.
We're very close to missing the flight.
Yeah. It was quite rock and roll. We was out last night, to the early hours of this morning as well, and we was like, it would be quite rock and roll if we just turn up late.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pleased you didn't.
No, pleased we didn't.
Go on then, Crouchy, explain this one. Where are we?
We're in Sir Rod Stewart's house. Yes, we are. And I'm looking out onto the football pitch. Obviously, Celtic absolutely everywhere around. And this is the gym. It's a lovely place.
It's a gym. We haven't yet met Sir Rod. He's going to be here very shortly. There's a sign on the window here, which I love. Which is sort of the first inkling to how this will go. The sign says, respect or go elsewhere. My gym must at all times be left clear and tidy. Anyone failing to comply with these rules will be stopped from using my gym underlined and in bold, by decree of Gym Governor Sir Rod Stewart. And I really believe he typed that as well.
Yeah, I do as well. Yeah, what a legend, honestly. Like someone that we've wanted to meet for a while, and we're like, obviously a legend in his own right as a musician, massive football fan, and of course the infamous cup draw.
Yeah. We got to speak about that.
Oh, we're going to get into loads.
Phenomenal.
It's icon. This is icon. I'm actually really excited for this.
Very excited.
Really excited.
I can't believe it's happening, but it is.
Okay.
Should we do it?
Let's do it.
This is a sodcast. Oh no, it's not a sodcast. It's a podcast.
It's a Rodcast.
It's a Rodcast. It's a Rodcast. Welcome everybody.
I mean, where do we begin? So we're in. Is this your man cave?
This is a gym, and you can tell which team I support.
Yeah.
My man cave is actually twice the size of this, and it's. I don't know if you know, I'm been a model railroader all my life, and it's fantastic.
You've invited us, like, thankfully, to your beautiful home, and we were sitting in the front room there, and obviously you've got some books. Yeah. What is? I didn't even know what to call it.
The left wing of the
left wing.
Yeah,
the left wing.
That's the left wing. We used to have a right wing. Yeah. And we built a right wing, then the house took off. Anyway, sorry about that.
Go on.
But there's a book of the model railways, right?
Yeah.
So you're into that, and you've got a room, have you?
It's not a room, mate. It's, as I said, it's twice as long as this, nearly as wide. It was in California. So when me and the wife decided to move back about 7 years ago to have the kids educated here, she says, you're going to be lost without your model railroad. She said, bring it over. You can't shift a model railroad. You know, you can't lift all the trays. It's very technical. Anyway, I've got it done because she made me. Cost a lot of money, and we rebuilt it over the road. If we've got time, I'll take you over there.
Yeah, I'd love to see it.
Yeah, amazing to see. So what are the little touches on that are just so you? Is it a case that... Because I sometimes think with these, is it just where you sort of enjoyed it as a kid, but then you get to be an adult and you get to just live that out properly with a bit more fun?
Very much so. I'm sure most of us had toy trains when we were little, and my dad bought me, when I wanted a signal box for my layout when I was about 13... He bought me a fucking guitar. Yeah. Otherwise, I would never have got into showbiz. Never. So it's been with me forever and ever. And it's so great. I go over there and I feel, oh, this is heaven. I'm so happy. Yeah. As you can tell, I'm a happy guy anyway, but the model railroad really gives me space.
Yeah.
Love that.
Well, how did you get into that, Rod? Like, how does that all start?
Well, like I just said, it was, from when I was a kid to it either hits you and it stays with you or it don't, And
obviously music and football are your passions. Like, where did the football passion start?
I grew up in a football household. There was my dad used to run a team called the Highgate Red Wing. He ran two teams, A team and a B team, and my two brothers used to play. So, Saturday mornings for me, 507 Archway Road, around 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock when there's a 3 o'clock kickoff, was full of players, and telephones ringing, he can't play, will you play? So I grew up amongst that. So I had no option but to play football.
And was that a passion for you to be a professional? Was your mindset on being obviously a professional football player from a young boy?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Mainly because my other two brothers were good, but they weren't that good. They're upstairs on the roof now. Sorry, guys. But my dad wanted one of us to be a pro, so I went down to Brentford and had trials there, but they didn't call me back. But at that same time, I was getting into the music business, so I didn't really care. And I think that's where my passion was.
What position was you, Rod? Like, what if you had to sort of say a player now that would typify who you was, what would you be?
I don't know, because in those days it was right half and left half.
Right.
So I played at right half, and I only finished playing about 12 years ago, and I'm 80 now. So I finished up playing right back.
That's where most players end up going further back.
They always say,
back.
You can see the whole game in front of you, can't you?
Is there one goal that you've scored that sticks in your mind?
Really, I was never a great goal scorer, but I did score 3 at Chelsea during the Soccer Six. Do you remember the Soccer Six?
Yeah.
And George Best was there, bless him, a good mate of mine, and he was most impressed. 3 good goals. They weren't tap-ins.
Yeah. But impressed George Best with a hat-trick as well.
Yeah. He was a lovely fella.
A hat-trick at Stamford Bridge, was it?
Yeah, they used to have the Soccer Six. I think it stopped about 10, 15 years ago.
Have you scored a hat-trick at Stamford Bridge?
No.
No? There you go. You're 1-0 up already.
1-0.
I get a sense you're quite, in a very healthy, friendly way, quite a competitive guy on this front as well.
How do you mean?
Well, you were just telling the stories about, it's almost like a music derby, if you will, between you and Sir Elton.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. He's and it's been that way since we both used to live real close to each other in the early 70s in Ascot. So we'd spend Christmases together, and the Christmas presents he bought me. See, I thought I was buying him a big Christmas present. It was like a fridge, and you press a button and it comes up and steam comes up, champagne and everything like that, and then it goes down again. It was 600 quid. He gave me a fucking Rembrandt.
I wasn't expecting that.
Unbelievable. He is one of the most generous guys ever. Wow. Do you know the story when he shot down my balloons we were playing at the Olympia in London?
What's this?
I had great big balloons saying blondes have more fun, and he had them shot down with a pellet gun. It goes on and on and on.
He's been on this podcast. He came on this podcast as well, and he was brilliant for what it's worth. If you really want to come at this from a competitive point
I see it in the podcast.
So do you keep in touch with Sir Elton John, Rolling Stones, like people in music? Are you still pals?
Not really. Woody I do a lot, just recently, because we're going to do a Glastonbury together. Elton sometimes, birthdays, but nowhere near how we used to. I think probably because he doesn't drink anymore and Woody doesn't drink and I still do. They stay away from me. Terrible influence.
Oh, amazing.
But he still loves his football so much as well. That's what came across. Did you think that when we chatted to Elton, it was a real sort of love and passion, and that doesn't change by looks of it. And even just being in here, looking at your setup, I've not really seen anything like this. You've got your own football pitch outside here as well. You've got a trophy cabinet here, which is...
That's my trophy cabinet there.
But
that's all the ones I won in the US. All the trophies.
But there's a load of football trophies mingled in with the Brit Awards, the Grammys, all sorts.
Not over there, though. Over there is, yeah.
I mean, it's some cabinet, that, isn't it?
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Better than the cabinet we've got at Downing Street at the moment.
So with your pitch here, have you, when does it get used the most for you? Do you have mates over, or...?
Yeah, it gets used. Both. I've got 8 children, 4 boys, 2 are here. The one's the 19-year-old who's nearly as tall as you, and the other one, they both play. they're out there all the time, and I go out there and try and teach them how to do things. But no, they love it. And of course, then I run this hoops team, the under-14s boys team, and they train here. No, they don't play here, but they train here every Wednesday, and they love it.
Their parents must love it even more. Of course,
the parents love it too. Yeah, I think that's why the kids sign.
So when you were in LA, you was quite famous. You had a pitch in LA, right? Is that right?
No. Never had one in LA.
No.
I've got like a tennis court for a five-a-side in LA.
Right.
I still live in LA a lot.
Right.
But the best pitch was at Epping.
Oh, okay.
And I used to have, Celtic came and trained on it twice. Full-size pitch. It was gorgeous. It was as flat as Wembley.
Training wise, you was just telling me and Pete earlier on, we was walking over, you're doing 100 metres.
90 seconds.
Yeah, you're training to do the fastest.
To get it down to 17, I don't think I can. So that's the record for an 80-year-old.
For an 80-year-old.
Yeah.
And you're at 19 at the moment.
It's impossible. To get to that time, there's little things you've got to adjust.
Yeah.
Like you've got to get your heels right up to your bum and the knee. Oh, my, And every little thing can only take off a split second, but I'm going to keep at it.
So how close are you at the moment?
2 seconds, 3 seconds.
Do you reckon
That's a lifetime.
Shave the barnet?
Yeah, shave the barnet.
You could never do that. No. So you're doing Glastonbury this year?
Yeah.
Are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I've done it before. I did it in 2002, but this is on the Legends stage. So I was only supposed to play for an hour and a quarter, but I've asked them, please, another 15 minutes, because I play for over 2 hours every night, and it's nothing. So, but yeah, looking forward to it.
I have to say, Rod, on our podcast, it's quite legendary, the Scottish Draw. I replicated this. I don't know if you saw, but I did replicate it for the FA Cup draw. You're going to have to talk us through that day, if you don't mind.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I've forgotten who we were playing. But it was, I think it was a Premiership team. Anyway, Sky came up and said, would you like to do the draw after? I said, hold on. I've been drinking since 11 o'clock. And they said, that's all right. Don't worry about it. So I did it, and that's what happened.
But was it?
It was honestly one of the
premeditated? Was this you going, if I ever do the draw, I'm going to do it?
No. Good
It was instinctive.
Instinctive.
Yeah.
I'm a silly bugger, and I like messing about. Sky were very pleased with it, and the Scottish FA were really pleased because it went all around the world.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a game changer.
Yeah.
No draw can live up to that.
No.
And you pulled Celtic out, is that right?
Yeah, I don't think we pulled him out against Rangers. I think we had Hibs or something like that.
You got them.
Yeah.
Incredible, huh?
And we won it that year as well.
But to be clear, it had been a big sesh that day. And that was like the result of that.
Yeah.
Great. Because I did wonder and I did assume, but you don't want to assume,
No.
It was honest, genuinely. It gave us so much joy. And millions of people around the world, right? Absolutely loved it. I did recreate it.
So when you done it, who knew that you was going to
I knew in my head, I thought, I'm going to do it. Because the lads were like, you got to do it. I was doing the FA Cup draw. And there's a load of people behind the camera, isn't there? And I'm thinking, in my head, I'm like, I know I'm going to do it. And these are all there. Like, you've got to make sure that you do it correctly. We had a rehearsal. Obviously, I did it correctly in the rehearsal. And all of a sudden, boom, there we go.
Did everybody love it?
They loved it.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's known as doing the rod.
Doing the rod.
It's a verb now. It's become
it was all
that way.
spontaneous.
Oh, superb.
So look, there's a lot of Celtic shirts in here.
No, there's not.
But Crouchy, you've bought a shirt, I believe.
I have, yeah. That was England versus Argentina. I wasn't sure whether to bring an England shirt.
No. Well, although my dad was Scot and he didn't really like the English football team. It's weird, actually, I'm only half Scottish, my dad, but I can't wait to see England get beat. And it's terrible, but I admit it, I like seeing them get beat. But in any other sport, rugby, I love to see them win. What is that? It's ridiculous.
I think that's just growing up, isn't it? It'll be your dad, it'll be his sort of influence on you, I guess.
It is.
Because you would have seen him happy in those times.
Yeah.
And therefore
I've got to tell you a story when England won the World Cup. And I don't know what it was, 3-2 or whatever it was, and before the equaliser and the winner, I was doing a gig with Jeff Beck in Manchester. He turned it off because they were winning. He didn't want to watch it. That's how,
Really?
what a Scotsman he
But having
was,
said that, I've seen a picture of him with Bobby Moore. And
he was two-faced as well. Bobby Moore, superstar, walks like a woman and wears a bra. That's what Scots used to sing. What a hell of a guy, though. I played alongside him a couple of times. Lovely, lovely man. God bless you, Bobby.
How often do you get up to Celtic Park?
I was there last Saturday.
Yeah.
For the St Mirren game. I'm going up there for the cup final this weekend.
Brilliant.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, just looking around the shirts here, right? You've seen a few players play for Celtic. Who's the best you've seen?
Well, you know, Jimmy Johnson was definitely my favourite because he was a good mate of mine. You can see a picture of us over there together. But you can't compare the players in those days to now because of the pitches they played on.
Yeah.
But Jimmy Johnson, Scott Brown, Billy McNeil, James Forrest, they're all my favourite players.
Yeah. Is there, in the modern game, is there a sort of Premier League team that you keep an eye on?
No.
Or there's absolutely...
No.
There's not even just a small bit of you
not
that
even
goes...
a little bit. No,
quite like
not,
Ipswich.
I do love to see... I was really pleased. Ipswich. Well, Scotland's centre forward plays for them. Is it Hurst? His name? Yeah. I do like to see the upsets like this weekend. Crystal Palace beating Man City.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing, is like you can't help but support an underdog,
Absolutely.
I think, in these situations.
You know, it's so strange. You got United and Tottenham in the Europa Cup final.
Yeah.
If whoever wins goes into the Champions League, I can't understand that.
No.
And they're both, those three teams at the bottom, if they'd have been a little bit better, Manchester United and Tottenham could have gone into the relegation zone.
Yeah.
That's what we've been saying, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a massive discussion at the moment. So I think it's clear what your views are on it. But yeah, I sort of agree. We've floated the idea of a relegation playoff potentially coming into
That's
play.
a good idea.
Yeah.
That's gone
That's a
down
good
well,
idea.
actually, with the listeners.
Yeah, mate.
Some a lot of messages in.
It does seem unfair if you come fifth in the Premiership and you've got bugger all. And those two hovering down the bottom are going to get in the Champions League.
Has Elton ever brought you to a Watford game?
Oh my God, yeah, we used to go. We'd be up all night doing drugs and things, and I'd knock on the door at 10 o'clock in the morning. Come on, Stuart! And he'd come in, he had his top hat when I used to stay over at his place. He's like his bowler hat on and everything. We're going to see Watford and all smartly dressed, and we used to go.
Yeah, they sound like sometimes.
Yeah, it was lovely.
Do you look back on that?
Walking cane.
You sort of look back on that fondly, or
Yeah, of course I do. Yeah.
What was Sir Elton John like as a football player?
Two bob.
Really? No.
Yeah. He loved the game. He could never play it. Weren't bad at throw-ins.
Do you, with your position, right, and obviously your success and influence, I'm guilty of, at the end of a football match, I'll try and direct message some of the players and that. You must...
Are you talking about the team you play for?
Yeah, so I'll message Watford players, for example, at the end of a game.
Not the team you play for. The team you support.
Just to kind of, I don't know, wish them well, congratulate them or whatever it is. They never reply. Why would they? But if you want to influence a player or a team, you can do that, right? And have you done that over the years?
No,
have you tried to get involved in the football team?
All I've done is, I remember when Ange pulled off his first treble, I sent him up some Australian wine. And I did the same for Callum McGregor when he scored his 500th goal, or 500th appearance, rather.
Yeah.
Sent him a crate of wine over, but otherwise, no.
Yeah, you just sort of leave them to it. Just concentrate on being a fan first and foremost.
At any point, has there ever been an urge to invest, like when you become successful and when you've gone through your career, to invest into Celtic, or have you just... Is that crossing the border of sort of business and being a fan and passion?
Yeah, it's never crossed my mind. It's because once you become a director of notability, which I would be, you start getting the stick from the fans if it goes wrong, because you could be on the board. No, I just want to keep my distance. I love going up there. I love the Celtic supporters, and I think most of them love me too. There's a few that don't, but otherwise, I love my time up there. You go up there... it's green and white. The whole city is green and white. It's so moving. It's so different from any other team in the world. It really is. I think probably because the charitable side of the stuff they did. And then, of course, there's unfortunately, the religious divide makes it what it is, you know.
What's your thoughts on like the Old Firm matches? Obviously, the fact that they can't have the fans, I think it's starting to allow that again. But like, you must have had some great times watching those games. I've never been to an Old Firm, and it's, as a football fan, it feels like it's something you kind of have to do. As a game, you've got to go and experience it.
Yeah, you've got to. The fans are coming back now. It's lovely to hear the other fans chanting, and then when a goal goes in, it goes all quiet. And if you want to go up, I'll fly you up for the next Old Firm game.
Mate, I'm going to take you up on that. Okay. We got that on camera.
I'll fly you up as long as I haven't got a gig.
Oh, mate, 100%.
I mean, that's huge. Sorry, I don't quite know how to process that. It sounds like a laugh anyway. It sounds like a laugh.
Hopefully it's a cup draw afterwards. We can both do it.
It's a long drinking day, let's put it that way.
That sounds fantastic.
What's been your best footballing day then? If you were looking at that, the best away day you've ever had, is there one that comes to mind?
Oh, well, it goes back a long way. 1977 when Scotland beat England at Wembley. When the big pitch invasion,
hanging off the crossbar,
the lads. I was taken. I went to get on the pitch, right, and policeman said, "No, you can't." And I had my tammy on, and I took it off. He went, "Oh, it's you, is it? Oh, go on." So I ran on, and all the supporters lifted me up. Like they couldn't get near the players, so they just lifted me up on their shoulders. So after all that, I've come down, gone home. My watch has been nicked. The Cartier watch has been nicked, but it showed up in Edinburgh in a pub about a week later.
Is that true story, really?
Yeah, absolutely true.
No way.
No lies coming here from Stewarty.
Right, there was rumours that whenever you've done gigs abroad or when you've been sort of around the world, you've maybe delayed going on stage, maybe to see like some Celtic scores or scores coming in. Is that true?
Yeah, in the old days, before you could get it on your computer, I used to, but not long, you know.
Yeah.
But, you know, they tell me through the earphones now, because when I'm singing, I wear these earphones so I can hear myself sing. So they put me up to date then.
We spoke to Elton John as well, and he was saying that he was playing Madison Square Gardens. He had an iPad with the scores coming in just to check on Watford.
Did he?
Yeah, that's what he was saying, yeah.
Do it in Vegas
Rocket
next
Man,
week.
Watford 2.
It's good at multitasking, isn't it?
He's good. What? Obviously, we talked about football. You know, some of the highlights of your football life, but musically, what's the highlights for you? I mean, there's been so many.
Oh, it's still a highlight. I mean, I enjoy going out on tour now more than I've ever done at this ripe old age of 80, more than I did when I was in my 50s and 60s. I think it's probably because I've got such a lovely band. There's 6 gorgeous women in it, not because of that, because I'm married, but because they keep the balance of men. If there's all guys in the band, egos get in the way or they drink too much. With the girls, it just lightens everything. They're not in the band for that reason, but that's just the way it turned out. The 6 of them are so talented.
Do you mean just from like almost?
I have,
well, you'll see.
Yeah, do you mean like just from a balance point of view in this sort of era of Rod Stewart, everything just feels right and good?
Absolutely.
And is that why you're enjoying it?
Spot on, yeah. And it's so much easier for me now than it was when I started going up the M1 in a dirty old Dormobile, all the gear all packed in the back of the van. Now I fly on a private jet to every gear, the best hotels, and if I'm within an hour and a half of coming home, I come home. So it's luxury.
What about when you're on your travels? Is there a venue where you go, I can't wait to do this one?
No, all of them are great.
Really?
I love every one of them, yeah. Every one of them.
Is there an ambition that you have, or do you feel you're just enjoying everything now? Or is there something you haven't done that you need to do?
Yeah, there is. Eventually I want to be able to do, the Great American Songbook, which I had these were all standard songs. And then I did a swing album with Jules Holland. I'd like to be able to do that, but Jules. It's rock and roll for the next 2 years.
Rock and roll, and then the Jules Holland era potentially.
Yeah.
Have you already spoken to him about this, or is this just...
I might do it with Jules if he's up for it, or I might just form my own band to do it.
Great.
Wow. Amazing.
That's huge.
Obviously you've spanned like decades at the top, right, musically. If you could stay in one era, where would you be?
Now.
Really?
This is the best. Because the 70s were all drug and alcohol fueled and shagging and shagging. You know, that's all behind me now.
Sounds terrible.
Don't tell the wife. No, seriously, I've got the most gorgeous wife as a view, got a lovely wife. Yeah. So it's just pure getting up. People say, "You nervous before you go on?" I said, "Never." It's just exuberation and excitement to get out there, because unlike a football match, everyone's out there, 10,000 people to see me do well. Football match, I often want to see you lose, you know, so it's just, I'm a very lucky man. Some guys have all the luck.
On that, what is it like to hear your song when you've been at the football, when you hear one of your songs going around the stadium, all Celtic fans singing along? That must be a moment.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, in the old days when I used to sing Sailing, but no, I haven't heard any of my songs recently.
Oh, you're not?
No, because they're all youngsters, they don't know who I am.
I'm surprised they don't play it in as a sort of regular.
No, they play a lot of Irish songs.
Yeah. God, it's some career you've had. Like, you must be so proud.
Yeah, so proud. You know, who's coming?
It's your boy there.
He is.
I was thinking, like, of all the people you've met, have you ever been starstruck by anyone? Is there anyone you've met?
That's a funny question. Believe it or not, Wilson Pickett.
Right.
Wilson Pickett. No way.
Absolutely. And also when I sung for Her Majesty and the Duke of Edinburgh, it was a charity doing in a room this big, right? And lots of guests, and they were up on two thrones, and we had a little stage, and they were sitting, Her Majesty and the Duke of Edinburgh, where the camera is. And we got on the stage, and she was like, she thought I was going to burst into Hot Legs or some horrible, stinky rock and roll. Instead, we did some standard ballads. You must remember this. A kiss is just a kiss. And the smile went like that. Yeah, she was so happy. Wow. But that's one of the most nervous moments I've ever had, to be that close in front of her. But other than that, Wilson Pickett. Wilson Pickett. I can't believe it.
Wow.
No, when the Celtic team used to come and train at my other house, because we were with Gordon Strachan, we had a full-size pitch, and I was always a little bit nervous to go out and say hello to them. And I would hide up the stairs, and Penny was in the bedroom going, "Look, here they come. They're coming down in their coaches." You know, she said, "Well, go and say hello." "No, I can't do that."
I can't get over this idea that you could look out your own bedroom window and see a Liverpool team training outside in your garden.
Yeah, Liverpool. Right. Yeah, it was in the days when was Kenny Dalglish manager in those days? I think he was. Yeah,
must have been. Yeah,
that's unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, can you imagine, especially as a Liverpool player, all going around to Sir Rod's for training?
I imagine that must have been, I mean, a top pitch. Like you'd have that well looked after. I'll be honest, by driving in here today, I mean, you look after your garden.
You've got a good groundsman here, haven't you?
It's very well manicured.
I'll take you for a little walk round after we've finished.
Stunning.
Yeah, I had a guy that looked after it permanently. That's all he had to do. There was a little hole like that, sand, you know, and he had to keep it absolutely perfect. Nothing gave me more satisfaction than looking out my bedroom window and seeing it just after it had been cut and all the stripes. Right. And it was the same size as Wembley. So as big as you can get. Do you remember it, Ali?
That is amazing.
Because he was only little.
For me, it looks huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5-6 years old.
He played at Celtic the other day. Only scored 2 goals in a charity game.
That's over.
Man of the match, that's all.
Here we
Love
go.
it.
That was an experience.
What was it? Where'd you play? What position? Oh, yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Bags, man.
Crouchy 2.0 over there.
Look at this.
He's like me, when I played, I never wanted to hit the ball. I used to go, get out of the way, because I was worried about my showbiz career.
So have you got any good friends in football, like good kind of current players or managers?
They're all dead. Dennis Law, Jimmy Johnson. Yeah.
You were pals with all those boys, right?
Well, I just met Grealish. He turned out to be a good lad, didn't he? He took you all off
He
to
came to your concert,
Ibiza.
didn't he?
He did.
His family are all... everyone's
all Rob
families
fans.
are fans of
He
yours.
flew him over, and then you flew off with him to Ibiza, or he flew off and you followed him, and they had a weekend in Ibiza.
Sounds
He's a
fun.
great lad.
Sounds good.
Did you
Meet up with Uncle Wayne.
I think Gordon Strachan's someone I really keep in touch with about football. Yeah.
How is he, Gordon Strachan?
He's great. He's Yeah, he's bang on it. That sounds terrible.
In a good way.
In a good way, he's great.
In a good way. What's next for you, Rod? Obviously, you've got Glastonbury coming up, and is there any other plans? Are you
this time next week? I shall be receiving the American Music Awards Lifetime Achievement in Los Angeles, and then I do 7 concerts in Vegas, and then I'm everywhere around the world from. Playing Athens, all over Germany, everywhere. Buenos Aires, 3 nights in Buenos Aires, 2 nights in Rio, goes on and on and on.
But this is why your fitness is so important to you, it seems. So you can,
you
can
got to
do
be fit
this
to do
schedule.
it.
And that keeps you fit in terms
It does keep
I
you
imagine.
fit, yeah.
you must love doing it, right? Because otherwise, you don't need to. You could just chill, or
No, I'd probably die if I didn't do it.
Do you think?
I think I've seen so many guys have to give up their career and retire that they just got nothing to wake up in the morning for. It must be difficult to be a footballer because you've got your career, other than football. But a lot of them, I don't know what they must do with themselves. Get up and what do I do today? Down to the betting shop, have a drink? Well, I don't know. But
you've got a real unique, obviously, voice. So do you have to take extra care of that, or is that
you better believe he'll tell you. I warm up for about an hour, even more sometimes, and I warm down for 3/4 of an hour after every show, and it's so annoying. But I do it every time I have a show. I also have to not talk too much. If my voice feels a little, like it's not there, I close down silent for 10 hours during the day. And that's where the model railroading comes in handy, because I take it on the road with me. I take a project, say if I got to build a factory, I have cases, paints, tools, and the hotel will give me a special room that it's a workshop. And
you get a room for your model railway.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, I don't, obviously it's so big, I can't take it with me.
No, but a section of it. I mean,
no. I'll take, so I've got to build a factory. Because I build everything myself.
Yeah.
So they'll set it up with lamps and a big table, and I just, don't know, where's he gone? Oh, there he is.
You'll take the projects you're working on as a part of like
The bigger layer.
Yeah.
mini ones?
Because some of the skyscrapers are as tall as he is.
Yeah, really?
They really are, yeah.
I can't imagine this, because I guess...
I'll take you over there.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
That'd be great.
Like you spent time in America. You obviously love it over there, but you've settled in England. Where have you loved being and living? And where would you, like holiday wise, where'd you like to go?
Well, we have a gorgeous house in Palm Beach, just down the road from Trump, unfortunately. We love going there. It's right on the beach. You go out the house, you got the lawn, then you got the beach, and there's no one ever on it. But Los Angeles is lovely too. I mean, I've still got my house in LA.
We've got, this is going to be a bit left field, but we've got a little mini league on the podcast between us. It's ran all season with the predictions and that. It's very, very tight. The loser has to do a forfeit. So previously, I've had to do the cheerleading at the World Darts, go out on stage and join in with the cheerleaders and do that. You had to be a life model.
Yeah. He was in there. He basically had a G-string on, and some artists had to draw him.
We're at a stage where we need good forfeit ideas. It's got to be something big. Anything come to mind? Is there anything
one of you to do?
No, yeah, well, I'm bottom of the league at the moment. I haven't done the forfeit yet.
And it can
give me time. Let me think of it.
Yeah.
It's going to be cruel.
It needs to be big. It's been a
It'll
whole
be
season's
cruel,
worth
but it'll
of
be
predictions.
fair.
Yeah. We can chat about on our way up to the Old Firm game.
Yeah. We're going to take him up next Old Firm.
That'd be good.
Something special up there, isn't it?
You guys were at the St Mirren game, right? Was it a good day out?
Yeah, it was a bit of an anticlimax. It was, they've already won the league, so... But it was great to see them all. Glasgow afterwards was mad, wasn't it? Just see a green and white and just, what can you see?
Yeah.
It's a special place, Glasgow, isn't it? Like, I've been up there to see a few gigs as well, like Barrowlands in
Barrowlands, wonderful.
What a venue that is.
Yeah.
Have you played there?
No, I've sung a couple of songs there. I've never played there.
Yeah.
No.
Absolutely loved
I
it.
saw Jerry Cinnamon in Glasgow, and it was one of the most intense things I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, unreal. I watched The View and Paolo Nutini.
Yeah.
in
Paolo's good, yeah. He's a Celtic supporter, but I never see him there.
Anyone you respect now in music now, like people you current artists?
George
Oh, George Ezra.
Yeah, I like George. Yeah, I like George. That's about it. Stuck in the past. Sam Cooke and all the old soul singers. That's what I love.
You still listen to all that?
I don't really listen to music. I listen to what he listens to and all the kids listen to. But he knows more about my music than I do. He finds songs that I think, I didn't write that, did I? I said, yes, you did. Extraordinary.
What's your favourite song to perform?
They're all favourites, you know, because they all ring different bells with the different audiences. You know, Sexy used to be like, hated it when it came out, and it was criticised by all the critics. So I felt like I was walking around with a pink toilet seat round my neck. You know, it was awful. But as time goes by, it's memories, and music is about memories. So people love it now.
But I guess where you're getting these Lifetime Achievement Awards, and rightly so, when they go to the montage of you, what's the song that you would like to see there?
Probably Maggie, you know, because that was the first number one hit. And I remember I was driving down St. John's Wood in a Bentley. Can't believe it, right? Because we were so successful with the Faces. And it announced it was number one in America, number one, and a number one album, both sides of the Atlantic. Turned my car around, went home to my mum and dad's council house, knocked on the door. They just heard, they were in tears. We all had the biggest hug like that. And it was, because my family were always on my side. You know, they wanted me to succeed, like I do with my kids, whatever they choose.
That's a special moment. Would you say that kind of song, did that change your life, or were you know?
Oh, yeah, especially as the record company didn't like it. You know, we only had 9 tracks on the album. They said, have you got anything else? I said, I've got this one track, it's called Maggie, right? And they said, well, let's listen to it. So I played it to them, and they said, that'll do. It hasn't really got a sing-along chorus. I said, no, it's not one of them songs. So they put it on the album reluctantly, and a DJ, it was on the B-side of Reason to Believe, which was the first single. A DJ in Cleveland turned it over, played it, and I hate the cliche, but the rest is history.
Is that sometimes literally how it works? Like you do a song that you might think this is brilliant, and it won't achieve as good as what you would have hoped, and then ones that you just said about Maggie that has just come in and just taken it by storm as well.
Yeah, when you put an album together, I don't try and make singles. I like to make a compact album and a statement. And if hopefully one of them's a hit single, that's great, you know. But I don't have hit singles anymore. You know, it's a different genre. Yeah. You know, mostly kids, you know, download songs and they don't sell singles like they used to.
You did a Vegas residency, right? How does that work? I always think, I don't know, I've been to Vegas and I'll get lost there. I don't know how you kind of stay there and you fly in and out.
Yeah, they send a jet for me. Picks me up at 4:00. We go on stage at 7:30. I'm done by, usually we have a party after every night. Big party, the band, we all drink, we're dancing. And so that's the best bit of the evening, actually. All the girls are dancing, we're all drinking. But no, then I'm home in bed by 11 with a bit of luck. So it's dead easy. The only downside about doing Vegas from a voice standpoint, a vocalist standpoint, is it's so dry. So in your voice, like any muscle in your body needs water. But it's a struggle.
But it's dry. What do you mean? Just the atmosphere?
Yeah, there's no humidity whatsoever.
Right. Really? Is that 'cause it's in a desert or something?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Is Vegas as rock and roll as it was 30 years ago?
Yeah, more so.
Is it?
It's amazing, this place now. It's stunning, isn't it? It is. It really is. Have you never been?
I've never been.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Well, you know, try and get out there when I'm there. I'll look after you.
He's not sending the jet for me.
No, I can't do that.
Hey, get your ticket.
Try and get out there. Fair enough.
Rod, I have to say, honestly, it's been a long time coming, this one, and it's been obviously even better than I thought it was going to be. You're an absolute legend.
Is this as good as Elton's? Steady. Did we meet at Newbury Racecourse?
Yeah, I think we might have done. Yeah,
that's right. My big mate, Big Al. He said, "Yeah, Crouchy. Yeah, we met him at." I said, "I don't remember doing the gig, let alone meeting Peter."
Yeah.
Who were you playing for 15 years ago then?
God. Let me think, what are we now? I might have been at Villa there, or...
Yeah, I think you were at Villa.
That's the Villa.
Yeah.
But yeah, God, long time ago. But
great.
But good times. Honestly,
cheers, guys.
We've wanted you on for so long. I really appreciate you doing it.
Cheers, mate.
Legend.
Rod,
it is the Rodcast.
Rod.
It is the Rodcast.
Is any of it usable?
Well, that was even better than I had anticipated.
What a legend.
Unbelievable. So we obviously, you've just heard that podcast. We then stopped recording with Sir Rod. He then took us out onto the football pitch. We had a little kick around out there.
We had a little kick around on his pitch, which was absolutely amazing. Met his son Alistair, who's top lad, and then we had a little walk around the garden, and we saw the model train set is absolutely off the charts.
That's not a set,
how good is it in there?
It was huge.
I've never seen anything like that.
Well, I've seen pictures of it in a magazine.
Have you?
But I didn't realise it was going to be like that.
You know the scale and the intricate little details.
Yeah.
I must have said, I just don't know.
But he's been making that for decades.
Literally, yeah.
It must be one of the sort of biggest or most detailed just train sets in the world. Legoland are terrified. I mean, it takes the piss, doesn't it?
Legoland is terrifying. The road's on fire. Legoland is terrifying.
But I mean, someplace, and I think wandering around with him as well, what I love is he's just super proud of it, isn't he?
Yeah.
And it's his personality all over the place.
How well does he look, by the way? For 80 years old.
Amazing, yeah.
Just going strong.
Yep, and headlining Glastonbury as well, which will be massive.
I love the way you dropped in the old firm and...
Well, I'm going up there, aren't I?
Yeah, you definitely are.
We're going up there, yeah? we're all going up there, yeah?
You've just that Peter Crouch. Yeah. Not that Peter Crouch podcast.
Yeah. Listen, you wouldn't have Florence without the machine.
Without the machine, she's just Florence.
You got a ticket for Vegas. You're all right.
You're all right, mate.
No, I've got to get my own ticket to Vegas. No, look, that was unbelievable. That's incredible. This podcast is sort of never ceases to amaze me.
It's taken us to places that we never thought we'd be, and it was everything and more. Hopefully, enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.